Welcome back, YouTube family. It's the Bullock fam here once again. And today we're just gonna talk. Just gonna talk. We're just gonna have a conversation. I know one thing I had a question about. How did you know that I was the one?
How did I know?
How did you know?
I knew that you were the one because I just knew.
Sometimes you just sometimes you just know. It's funny that she says that because when I was working years ago, back when Old Country Buffet was around, someone told me it was an old gentleman. I asked him because they had been together 75 years, married 75 years since they were 20. So I said, how did you know that she was the one? He said, well, when you know they're the one, you don't even have to ask that question. You just know.
Yeah.
So
that's the best answer I could come up with.
Right. And as life went on, I actually spoke with a pastor. He told me, I asked him the same question. He said, I knew that I didn't want to continue life without her. I knew I didn't want to be without her. And honestly, that's kind of my answer. I know I don't want to live another day without my wife. You know. So that's how I know she's the one. That's how I know she's the one. And honestly, deep down, you do just know. Because this person's going to be different. Ava. This person just it's different. It's separate from all the other encounters that you've ever encountered. They are set apart and different. Ava, I know you love the camera.
Come on, puppy.
Come on up. People actually get married. Why do you think people get married? Like, why take it to that step?
Well, honestly, some people just do it out of convenience.
Out of convenience?
Some people do. But if you're in it for the right reason, it would be love. Definitely love. But a lot of people do it out of convenience. It's convenient because of just like, yes, but people actually do get married out of convenience. A lot of people. But like I said earlier, definitely if you're doing it for the right reason, it would be for love.
I agree. A lot of times people get married, they say because they're in love or because they're ready to settle down. That's another excuse, ready to settle down. And some people think they're running out of time. Some people think their options they have no other options or whatever the case may be. But I want to encourage everybody out there, make sure that if you get married, those vows are serious. Make sure that you marry the right one. And you don't have to feel like you're being selfish or pressured into being married or pressured into a relationship for that matter. Only marry if you really know for yourself that that's who you're willing to commit to. Because marriage is a commitment. It's a commitment. It's a lifetime commitment to that other person as yourself. One flesh. You and that person till death do you part. There's no in-betweens. I don't care about, they're talking about divorce and stuff like that. That's not the intent of marriage. It's not to get divorced. So you really have to think long and hard before you take that step and make sure that you're sure. That's it. Make sure you're sure. Because what you don't want to do is jump the gun out of pressure, out of guilt, out of anything short of, because you have a right to make the decision about your life. You have that right.
That's right.
Think about that.
Ultimately.
It's not being selfish to think about yourself. This is your life that you're committing someone to, or committing yourself to. So, I agree.
Good. Very good.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, so marriage is something that you definitely have to take seriously. It's not a game. You're not just doing it just because you're doing it because you really believe in something. And if you truly believe in something, then you're going to make it last no matter what.
No matter what.
And like you said, divorce shouldn't even be an option at all. It's not like trading a new car or, getting a new house or anything like that. It's basically a lifetime commitment forever. Forever and always.
Right.
But being that we are talking about like marriage, I know for me, I think that it's really imperative to bring up and just make sure that not just your reasoning of getting married, but making sure that you're actually prepared to be in that type of commitment.
Absolutely.
So I think one of the biggest mistakes that people tend to make they actually go into a relationship or a marriage, because commitment is important anyway, whether you're married or you're just in a relationship with your boyfriend or girlfriend or fiance or whomever. At the end of the day, you want to go into that being a whole person, because I know a lot of people, they say, oh, well, that's my other half, but you both should be completely whole. And what I mean with that is that you don't want to have brokenness. Now, mind you, a lot of people, they do go through certain circumstances in their life where, it takes time to heal and all of that. But you don't want to bring that extra baggage into any relationship, because it's going to really make a lot of things stumble and fall and crash, because not only are you taking on baggage of someone else, but you're bringing on your own baggage on top of that. And that can actually cause issues. So at the end of the day, make sure that you're completely whole as a person. So don't be like, oh, well, this person's going to heal me. And you don't want to actually put that on someone, honestly. I don't think it's really fair. Like, oh my gosh, they're going to make me happy. No, you should make your own self happy. Like, you have to make your own self happy at the end of the day. So I would just encourage anyone who's out there watching, make sure that you are whole, make sure that you are in love with yourself, and make sure that you are ready to commit, not just because you're just committing to be healed from something or someone's going to make you feel like you're whole, but you're committing because you love them and you're ready to make that commitment.
Right. So I hear a lot of people say, just to piggyback off what my wife is saying, that, people say that someone else makes them happy. You're responsible for your own happiness. The other person should just be adding to that happiness. Just adding. Not taking away, but adding to that happiness. And I think my wife made a very valid point about baggage. Because I believe that a lot of times what happens is any relationship you get into or any interaction you have, it's like a toll. It keeps building up. And when you get to, a lot of times when people get to marriage, they haven't dealt with all of the hurt, all of the experiences, all of the negativity, all of the bashing, all the abuse, whether it even comes from child abuse, whatever, they haven't dealt with it. So they bring it into the marriage as baggage, and then they unload it unexpectedly on the other person, whether it's on purpose or indirect or direct or indirect. Sometimes they don't mean to, but because you haven't dealt with it or you haven't acknowledged it as an issue, that's the problem. So I encourage anybody that's looking for marriage, make sure that you're prepared, just like my wife said. Don't just go into this thing because you feel you ready. You have to know you ready. You have to know you're ready, and you really have to work on yourself. Make sure that you're straight, and make sure you're doing the work on yourself. Because when you have a life partner, yes, we're here for each other. Yes, we're here to grow with each other. But it's going to be a rough patch if you bring all of that stuff with you into it. Because then you both have to deal with it. She has to deal with hers. You have to deal with yours. And before you can even grow, you have to deal with the past.
And it's not fair.
And it's not fair to each other. You guys deserve better. So, like I said, you really have to just work on yourself. Make sure that you're ready before you get married. That's why a lot of times people wait to get married. They're engaged for 3, 4, 5 years. They want to make sure that everything is right before they get there. I do not fault anyone for that. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with waiting. Because at the end of the day, if that person is there for you, you're there for that person, you have all the time in the world that God will bless you with. So, I agree. That's on point there.
Definitely. All right, so we actually are going to go ahead and close out. And it is our prayer that you all did receive something that you can apply to your marriages, to your relationships. And if you guys ever have like any questions or you want to comment on something, please do that for us. And we do want to mention Ava. She was trying to be quite a distraction, but that's okay. Anybody who is parents out there, like, you understand. So please bear with the video. I just hope that you all were able to hear us. I hope that you heard the clarity, the diction, and you were able to process some of the tips that we actually were able to bless you with.
Right. So, thank y'all for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you in the next vlog. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend day. And we love you. Talk to you guys soon.
We do.
Bullock fam out.
Yep. Subscribe, guys.
like and subscribe. All right,
Yeah.
peace.